What's up guys, TG back here with a recap of the 100 series finale, The Last War, as well as my opinions on it. I can't believe that this show is over and that this will be my last upload based on the show's new material. No more episode or promo breakdowns and no more predictions. But if you are a fan of the show, like and subscribe because I will have other The 100 videos coming. Also, if you have any other TV show suggestions on what I can watch, leave it down below in the comments. But now, let's get to the episode. So the episode starts off with Jackson, Raven, and Murphy on their way back to Sanctum trying to save Emori. They are able to get her breathing again, but she needs blood, and Murphy is the only one that can give it to her since he's a Nightblood. While he does that, Raven goes off to try and save the others on Earth, and then going to save Maddie on Bardo. We then go to Bardo, where Clark, Octavia, and Levitt go after Bill to stop him. Clark goes on an absolute rampage, killing every disciple guard in her way, but it's too late. By the time they get to the room, Bill is inside the test. He's greeted by his daughter Callie. It's not actually her, but these judges are taking the form of Callie. They take the form of the test taker's greatest weakness, or in this case, their greatest love. The judge explains that whoever enters has a choice whether to take the test or not. When Becca entered, she refused. Bill decides that he wants to take the test and he believes that humanity is ready. The judge will ask questions and Bill must answer them truthfully, and she will know if he does not. If he passes, humans will transcend, and if he fails, humans will be eliminated and turned to crystal, just like the Bardonians and the other species that failed. Right as Bill is about to answer his first question, Clark shoots and kills him. Over on Earth, the anomaly opens. They are ready to attack, but the prisoners and Raven come through, and they make a plan to try and stop Bill. Jordan has one, and it will not require death or violence. Jordan goes through to Bardo alone and uses an EMP to disable the suits of the disciples. Indra uses this time to lead their side, mainly grounders, over to Bardo where they set up. They take cover and line up, but don't shoot. This is supposed to be a distraction while Raven and Echo go to stop Bill, who they don't know is already dead. Back on Earth, they start to prepare for Emori's surgery, but right when they remove the material that is stuck in her, she bleeds out and dies. Murphy orders Jackson to remove her mind drive and put it in his head. It'll kill him, but that's what he wants. Jackson is opposed to it at first, but is convinced to do it. On Bardo, Levitt and Octavia are getting ready, and Octavia wants to know if Bellamy transcends if Clark is successful. Levitt informs her no, and that death is the official end. Raven and Echo arrive and explain the plan to them. Back in the test, Clark comes across her judge, and it takes the form of Lexa. Clark wants to know if she can stop the test, but is told no. Once Bill started it, it cannot be stopped. Clark is asked why she killed an unarmed man in Bill, and she said because he killed Maddie. Lexa points out that her need for revenge was more important to her than the fate of the human race. Clark tries to point out that she has suffered a lot, and Lexa agrees, but also says that she inflicted suffering on others. Clark verbally attacks the judge and says that they are the problem, and afterwards she is told that she failed the test and that the human species will die. On Earth, Emori wakes up and is greeted by John. She wants to know where they are, and John says in the mind space. She knows this means John will die and tries to fight against it, but Murphy will not accept it. He'd rather spend a few final hours with her instead of a whole life without her. Clark exits the test and is greeted by Raven. Clark tells her that she failed and that she should have been the one to take it from the beginning. Clark then runs off to be with Maddie, and the portal opens back up with a red light. Raven goes inside and enters the test, which takes her to the Ark, and her judge is in the form of Abby. Raven tries to defend Clark and everyone and wants to know if they can at least live even if they don't transcend. Raven says that they can and have done better, but Abby points out that they really haven't done better and that they are once again on the brink of self-destruction. They go to the Grounder vs. Disciple scene, and Abby points out that they are about to fight, and then we see Shadehaida appear out of the trees. He fires the first shots as Levitt runs into the middle of the field. He tells them to stand down and stop the violence and tells the disciples that Bill Cadigan is wrong, but Shadehaida shoots him and battle breaks out. Octavia and Echo then run out and grab Levitt. Clark reaches Maddie and says sorry for failing everyone. Levitt and Echo are bleeding out in the woods, and Abby is telling Raven that this is the non-stop, unpreventable cycle of violence that humans keep on going through, which is why they are going to fail. Jordan and Hope try to keep Levitt and Echo alive as Octavia runs back to the battle. She tells Indra to hold her fire, and Indra listens. The Grounders listen to her, but then Shadheda runs out and tries to take command. Some rally behind him, and they scream blood must have blood as they try to push their way towards the Disciple wall, but Indra obliterates them. Once she does this, the Disciples stop shooting as well. Then Octavia runs into the middle of the field and tries to talk them out of fighting. She convinces Indra and the Grounders to drop their weapons. She then turns to the Disciples and talks to them before running back to Levitt. The Disciples listen and drop their weapons, realizing that fighting and killing other humans will contradict their saying of "for all mankind." Raven tells Abby that this is proof they can change, and the judges actually listen. One by one, everyone starts to transcend. Jordan points out that this is what he saw in his vision a few episodes ago with Russell, and Octavia says that Bellamy was right. In the mind space, both Murphy and Amori are able to transcend. Then they try to take Maddie, but she fights against it. This is when Clark says, "I know you don't want to leave me, but you have to go." Maddie transcends, and Clark is left alone as the only one who doesn't. Clark goes to Sanctum to find Maddie's dog. They go to Earth together, but then the dog runs away. Clark chases after her but cannot find her. Clark gets upset and says that she does not want to be alone, but then Lexa reappears and says that Clark will not be alone. Clark wants to know if she is here to take her as well, but Lexa says that Clark can never join them because she is the only living species from the dawn of time to kill someone inside the test. Lexa then explains that transcending is a choice and you can choose to come back. Out of all the species that passed the test, this is the first time that people have chose to go back. That's when Clark stumbles upon Indra, Gaia, Amori, Murphy, Jackson, Miller, Raven, Jordan, Hope, Octavia, Echo, Nyla, and Levitt back on Earth. They chose to come back even though they can't have offspring and they cannot transcend once they die. Murphy and Raven greet Clark and then they join the rest, and we see one last clip of Season 1 Clark on the Ark as the show ends. So that is it, and in my opinion, I loved this episode and how it ended. My problems with it were very small and minor. Bill did need to die in this episode, but I think they should have kept him a bit longer. He died way too early in the episode, and I personally want to see Amori and Murphy's reaction to Maddie's fate, just because they took care of her so much this season. But like I said, those are really minor details, and I understand why they did not have time to include things like that. But they closed out all the major storylines that they needed to, and all the major things did get resolved. If everyone died or if Clark was left alone, I probably would have been less satisfied with the ending. But we got to see them all transcend, and we got to see them make their choice to come back to Earth. They are the last humans physically around, so there is no more chance at war. There was some loss along the way, but they do get to live mostly happy together as family and friends for the rest of their days. And the characters that were there really did deserve that. They proved they could be better, and they got their reward for it. So I personally enjoyed it, but let me know what you thought down below. I'm going to miss the show so much. It is one of my favorites in terms of personal enjoyment, and I'm going to miss making these videos. Like I said, even though I'm not done with the 100 videos and have some things planned, they will all be based off of previous seasons and episodes. So since we are getting nothing new, this does feel like an end to a chapter for my channel. About 95% of my subs here are from the 100, so whether you have been around for a while or this is your first video, thank you, and I will see you guys next time.